Joyce with Material Girls of Florida, and I'm going to show you a quick little demo on how to use the 3-inch Prairie Point stencil that you've seen at shows. Okay, we're going to start with a 6-inch wide strip of fabric, and it should be the width of the bolt, so it's 44 inches. This is folded in half, and you need to cut off the salvage ends with your rotary cutter, a nice straight line. When you're done, we're going to start marking on the wrong side. And I like to mark on the wrong side because I think I can see the marks a little bit better. So we line up the stencil on the end. It fits perfectly in the middle. And we go through and mark the lines on both sides, top and bottom, just the straight lines, not the center line. Straight, straight, straight. When we run out of stencil, we pick it up, we realign it on the last mark, make sure it's in the center again, and go through and continue until you've marked the whole strip. And then we're going to cut off this little square. Each end has a half of a square. If you see, these are 3-inch squares that make the points, and this little one won't work, so we have to cut that off. And I have one here already done. I'll show you. Now, here's where we were. Whoops. So I cut off the little half a square, and then I cut one side only of the marked lines. I'm leaving one side still marked, not cut. The other side is just marked. And you'll see why I do that in a minute. Now I'm going to go through and cut just a few of the bottom ones. Now when I cut this, I'm cutting right up to, and actually maybe a few threads past the end of the line if you see the tip of my scissors. A few threads extra is better than a few threads less. Let's cut another one here. Okay, so now we get our glue. Make sure our iron is hot, and it is. So I'm going to start in the bottom row facing me, put a dot of glue in the corner. Oh, did I take my thing out? Dot of glue in the corner. Whoops, I squeezed too hard. Dot of glue, dot of glue. I'm not going to glue the very last one. Now, I'm going to fold this up, hit it with the iron, fold this up. This one has 2 dots. You can see 2 little blobs there. Hit it with the iron, fold it up, hit it with the iron. My iron's on steam, but you know, I never know whether it is or not, so to me it doesn't matter. Fold it up and hit it. Now, we're going to do the opposite corners now. Opposite corner, dot of glue, dot of glue, dot of glue. I'm not going to do this second fold on the last one. Fold it up. Now, the only thing I'm worried about here is this fold is nice and straight. Hit it with the iron, fold it up, hit it with the iron, fold it up, hit it with the iron. Okay, now the reason I left this one undone is as I continue down, this is just my reminder where my first fold is. Because now we're going to go to the top row and do a few of those. So we have to figure out that we have the folds all facing the same way. So I'm going to try this. I'm going to fold it this way, and fold it over. Well, that's not right. So can you see one fold? Open edge is going this way, one open edge is going that way. So let's try it the other way, which will clearly be the right way. Fold it this way, fold it again, and let's test it. Well, there we go. That's the way it should go. So now I know on the top row, this is my first fold. So put a dot of glue in the corner, 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 dot of glue in the corner. Fold it over, hit it with the iron. We're just trying to dry the glue now. We're not really pressing it. Hit it with the iron, fold it over, hit it with the iron. Now you can see here what a bad fold it is, but it doesn't matter. It's not a perfect fold. I'll show you how it works. Hit it with the iron, fold it up, and hit it with the iron. Now we're going to do the second fold. So we're going to put a dot of glue in the opposite corner, except for this last one, for the same reason I left the last one in the bottom row. Now, I'm going to fold it in. Now you can see here, it's not a perfect fold, but as long as this edge is nice and straight together, that's all that matters. I don't care if the top meets perfectly. Hit it with the iron. fold it up, hit it with the iron. Fold it up, hit it with the iron, fold it up, hit it with the iron. Okay, so now I would just keep moving this down onto my ironing surface and keep working it. I always leave one open on the top and bottom so I know where to go next. So the bottom's not cut, remember. I'd have to go through, cut a few more, and then start again with the folding and folding. When you're done, you have 44 inches of prairie points. Looks like this. They're all continuous. They're all glued together. When you use them in our purse patterns, we fold them with the raw edges in because they get top stitched down. So I would fold them over, hit it with the iron to give it a nice, good press. And I do the whole strip like that. When you use it in a quilt though, you want to do it just the opposite. You want to fold it with the raw edges out, like this. There we go. Fold it over, hit it with the iron all the ways down. And the reason you want to do it that way for a quilt border is when you sew, you want to be sure you catch all these corners in your seam allowance so that there's nothing popping out and it won't fray when you wash the quilt. So I hope that helps you remember how to use a 3-inch Prairie Point stencil, the best $6 you ever spent. Thanks.